What? We are not in our studio today.
This is so odd.
What's
Tom
going on?
and I are in a hotel room.
That's right. We're on this nice blue couch
love this
because
couch.
of Emerald City Comic Con.
Oh, yeah. We spent time at con today. We were checking out some awesome things. We were picking up some great things for the mystery mail call.
That's right. Yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff for the mystery mail call. And you know what? I'm super tired and I want to go to bed, but I can't.
No, we got to get
Because
this list done.
we got to get this list done. We're not about to not produce this video. It's too
Right.
important. I mean, there's too many people waiting on this video to
Yep.
go hunting, courtesy of CBSI, comicbookinvest.com.
Thanks, guys.
We do appreciate them for getting us this list. They got this list to us a little early today.
I know.
So we can hit the ground running, hustle, get this list scripted. And you're leaving tomorrow as well.
I am flying out for Japan tomorrow morning, so I will be on a plane in 8 hours.
8 hours. And you're not exaggerating. It's actually 8 hours.
No, it's actually 8 hours from now. So I'm driving home from here after this. So good luck, guys. Enjoy this list.
Let's jump into this list. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. And let's begin here at number 10. Sheriff of Babylon #1. This is a Tom King book that kind of came out of nowhere. This came out last year in 2018. This is a book about the early entry into the Iraq War. Why is Tom King writing a book about the Iraq War? Well, did you know that he actually served? He was a CIA agent
Okay.
at around that time.
Very cool. That does definitely make a lot more sense about the background behind this story. We know that Tom King killed it with the Mr. Miracle run he did last. I mean,
Oh,
people
yeah.
were
He
talking,
killed it with Batman, dude.
I know the
I'm just
Batman
kidding.
stuff.
He
is
actually
good,
kind of got in
you
trouble
know,
with that one.
but right now, Heroes in Crisis is a fantastic thing he's working
Yeah.
on. He's just kind of a great writer that DC has in their pen. And this Sheriff of Babylon hitting right now, maybe a little bit late on the uptake, but getting some well-deserved love.
This book was going for about $15, and then all of a sudden, even CBSI put in here, this is going for $40. What's going on?
That's crazy.
$40 for a book that's been out for a year. However, it's a really good book. From what I can tell, this is just one of those interesting stories that people are now just figuring out, and it was a lower print on Image. So now, if you want it, you're going to have to pay for it. And what's interesting, it's a wartime story, but it's more of a murder mystery. So it's piqued my interest.
Okay.
All right. Just like number 9 on the list.
Okay. We've been talking about this for the last couple weeks.
Dude, we made a true first weeks ago about what was about to happen this week.
Avengers No Road Home #5 coming in at number 9. Now this is the first cameo appearance of Conan the Barbarian in the Avengers.
In the Marvel Universe, man.
Right? Officially. Now,
Yeah.
we had already talked about the 2 times he was in What Ifs,
Right.
and that great one with Mignola doing the cover.
Heck yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There's a couple really cool What If Conan books, but there's also Avengers Weekly, issue number 96 that came out in 1975, showing the first appearance of Conan in the Avengers team, but just on the cover. So you got to keep an eye out for that. It's not an actual comic book. It's one of
Okay.
those, it's like a Marvel Age type of thing, but
Right.
still equally cool. But what's this book going for? Because I know number 5 wasn't solicited as preparing for Conan. We're waiting for that in number 6. They actually solicited that
Right.
with a full shot of Conan on the cover. This is number 5 as a cameo.
Yes, so the cameo right now is going for $10, and that came out on Wednesday, which again is 2 days before the day that you're going to get this list. So really hot, really fast. I don't think people are expecting him to be showing up in this, but we also do know that with Savage Avengers coming out in 2 months, we're going to have Venom and Frank Castle and Conan and Elektra all on the same team,
gosh.
and that looks insane.
All right, so keep an eye out on Conan. A lot of us are. I'm a Conan fan, and I'm super, super excited.
Right.
Let's take a look at the list here. At number 8, we have Die #1, cover A, finally making the list.
The main normal cover, yes.
Yeah, we've been talking about Die every single week. It's
Yep.
cool to see an independent comic book. This is 3 weeks in a row. But this is cover A getting some love.
Right.
Book was going for like $10 strong. Now it's creeping up to 15, 20. Is there anything else to say about it? It's hot. Everyone loves it. The covers are cool.
Yep.
Get on it.
Kieran Gillen is at Emerald City this week, so if you happen to be in town and have a copy of this, it's a great opportunity to get it signed.
Oh, I should have brought mine.
I know.
Oh, I hope Ryan brings him. I need to text him. You're welcome if you're watching this after the fact.
Get it done.
All right. Let's take a look at number 7 on the list because we got a repeat offender here. We got Teen Titans, issue number 12. Mirka Andolfo. Goodness, she's not at Emerald City.
It's so
No.
sad. I know. I woke up yesterday morning and I checked my Instagram feed, and she had a big apology for that she's not able to come to the States, and Mirka Andolfo is not going to be doing signings at Emerald City or at C2E2 next week. So very, very sad. But Teen Titans number 12, fantastic book that came out last year, and just... The
Love it.
Batman Who Laughs. Grim Knight, the one-shot, just came out this last week. So again, there's a renewed interest in the Batman Who Laughs character, and the first appearance of this in Teen Titans number 12. What's it going for, Tom?
It's continually going up, man. This is breaking $100 raw now. We were reporting last month that 9/8s were hitting 300.
Sure.
$400. So, Teen Titans 12, it's an easy bet right now. Everyone loves this character. It was a fan favorite at release. It was a fan favorite months after. It is still a fan favorite.
Yes, it is.
So hold on to them if you got them.
Crazy.
Grade them if your copy looks nice enough. Next on the list, at number 6, we have Marvel Point One, number 1. Now this variant wasn't going for very much for a while. This actually cooled down after quite some time. What's going on with this?
So the interesting thing that a lot of people weren't following is these Point One series were the perfect jumping on point. And Marvel was really going out of their way to make sure that if it was a 15.1 or a 21.1, you knew that this was the start of a new story arc to be able to follow things. When Marvel Point One first came out, it was like, this is the jumping on of the series, and we're going to be introducing some new things. A lot of people kind of misconstrued that as this is for beginner readers, and fewer people bought them. And that's what I've noticed right now, that not as many people were picking up the Point Ones as the rest of the series, strictly because they thought the jumping on point wasn't necessarily a experienced reader. It was more of a new person reading thing.
Interesting.
Yep.
This is the first appearance of Sam Alexander as Nova. We've heard talk of Nova all year. Just like 3 weeks ago, it was being said that there will not be anything Nova. It's not going to happen. And then I'm seeing this last week, Kevin Feige talking about how there could be a Nova that's actually top priority. At this point, I don't know. I picked up a Nova 1 recently. It felt like a good purchase,
Right.
but I don't know. This particular book, though, has seen some gains as of late, and it could be because of this reason.
Absolutely, and I think it might be one of those deals that if Captain Marvel is popular and Chewie or Goose or whatever her pet is popular, you do have Nova and Cosmo, again, another popular pet. Having something like that could very well be triggering something in the Marvel Universe. Maybe a long shot here, but that's one of those things that I think might actually be driving their reason behind, lovable furry sidekick is always a good thing to have.
$150 around this time last year, now creeping up to $225.
Why?
It has gone up, and as Russ said, a lot of people just didn't put
pick
it
it up.
on their list, and now they are regretting it.
Number 5, we have Detective Comics 585, first appearance of Ratcatcher. Now, this has something to do with this Suicide Squad thing, Tom?
Okay, so we said this last week.
We mentioned this, yes.
I mentioned it, and I'm going to just read you the article here. I have it here. I think it's important because I mentioned it, but I want to drive this point home. I could be wrong. I do not think this is a spec book. No. And I want to make sure we say that. If it's my opinion, I feel kind of strongly about it, I'm not buying this. Now, this could be a cool character. Right. Ratcatcher, I'm not familiar. Sounds cool. It kind of sounds like, you ever see that Willard movie?
Yes.
It was kind of like low-key really good.
Totally, right.
Super creepy, that creepy actor. He's like, that's his thing.
Right.
He's super creepy, controlling the rats. Well, let me read you the announcement about Ratcatcher, okay? It says here that they have gender swapped this character with a female. Ratcatcher is a super criminal and one of Batman's many enemies. She started out as an exterminator in Gotham City before turning to a life of crime, aided by an army of small rodents. She can also communicate with them and control them. So they're going to be changing this character entirely. This first appearance is not that character. So I would speculate that we may see a Ratcatcher appearance here sometime in the DCU between now and the Suicide Squad movie, because that's not slated for like a couple more years.
Time, yeah.
And if we do see a female character that hits the DCU, that may be the spec book to be getting.
We ended up seeing the same thing happen where they were talking very heavily about Dr. Light showing up in Flash in the
Yeah,
DC
they
TV
did
universe,
that, yeah.
and then they made it a female character. Not a bad thing, and she was fine, but she showed up and they killed her really quickly. And I had a first appearance of Dr. Light, which was, I don't know, Justice League number 10 or number 11 from back in the day. Super cool book, didn't spike at all. So this is one of those cases that it may not. There may be a female character that has a name in another book that might be the one to spec on. So who knows? This one's currently going for a lot, Tom. $25, $30?
Yeah, we have Detective Comics issue number 585.
Right.
All right, really cool Batman cover. He's got rats all over him. It really goes well with introducing a new character. But this was a once $2 to $3 book going for $30 strong.
Wow.
And it's being posted on Instagram all over the place. So people are excited about it.
It's good. Very, very good. Number 4, Tom. This is all you, man.
Oh, all me or my homie Roadhouse Swayze. Shout
okay,
out.
totally.
All right, so for real, number 4, one of my all-time favorite books, one
Oh,
of my
yes.
all-time favorite stories. James O'Barr, come on.
Yeah.
All right, we have Crow number 1 making the list. And we're not talking about just Crow number 1 making the list. We're talking about Crow number 1 9.8s making the
Right.
list, which is the top tier for these types of books, okay? We're talking about spec books. You look at those high grades, that right there tells you
Right.
like the amount of money that collectors are willing to put their dollar up.
Now, just to put another nail into this 9.8 Crow coffin, if you've ever actually handled one of the original first print Crow, any raw copy of this book, it's very thin, flimsy paper.
Oh
the
my gosh,
cover
it's
is
so-
very susceptible to fingerprints. The black will show your
The
fingerprint.
freaking moisture on your finger, even if it's a little bit, you touch that book without proper like
Totally.
clean your hands, you
Yep.
know, and like wipe your hands on your. Don't even do it. Don't even touch the book because it's
no.
gonna screw it up.
It's totally one of those like indie comics from the early 80s that was just so susceptible to any type of damage and bad storage. So a 9.8 is hot. Gonna be hot and impossible to find.
It's
So-
almost hard to just figure out whether it's a first print at all. Like there's a multiple
that's
prints
even
of this.
the other story. Yeah, it is
know what I mean?
difficult, right?
All right, so we can geek out about Crow all day, but let's
Sure.
talk about 9.8s right now because we are seeing all-time records. We have Crow number 1. We have 2 sales here, one at $2,100 and another at $3,000.
And that's up from a previous high of only 1,500. I mean, only 1,500, I know. But then you want to think about J.O. Barr touched a couple of them, signed a couple of them, and we have 9.8 signature series going for $3,500 and $4,600.
$4,600.
Previous high of a signature series was $600. So you can only guess how long ago that was sold.
Oh my gosh, why haven't I been buying more Crow?
I know.
Ah,
Might have missed
it
the
kills
boat
me.
on that one, man.
All right, it's okay. I still have my number 1. It's an error version.
It's really cool.
And it's one of my favorite comic books I have.
Yep.
All right. Let's see what's on the list here at number 3.
Wow. This is a weird one. Tom and I apparently were at con all week and we're not thinking or hearing about any of this. Tom, did you hear that there's supposed to be a Dr. Fate movie?
Yeah, Warner Brothers are apparently making this is going to production.
I'm excited. I've always wanted a Dr. Fate movie. I think he's a super cool character. But this one, number 3 on the list, Dr. Fate Volume 4, number 1. This is the 2015 Dr. Fate. This is new Dr. Fate.
I just don't think this is going to be a movie. I just don't think this is going to happen.
Oh, it's going to happen.
You think it's going to happen?
He's
I mean,
so
I hope it's
integral
going
to
to
the
happen.
universe. He's a major,
Dude.
major player. And
Dude,
there's
it's
so many
awesome.
things. Yes, there's a ton of things that DC could actually do with this.
You know they want more magic in the DCU.
They do.
They've
I
been
mean,
talking about it. There's no better way to bring magic in than to bring like the ultimate sorcerer of the DCU, and then
Everything-
bringing Constantine and make me happy.
everything that's going on in the DC Comics right now with the whole Witching Hour spinoff and what's happened with Wonder Woman and what's happening with Justice League Dark and all these other things, there's a lot of more magic getting introduced to the universe. So it would make sense if they wanted to do more in the movie universe. But this, the regular cover of a book in 2015 that again was like a $2 or $3 book recently.
This is like late New 52, right?
Yeah. Like, again, like it ran from 2015 to 2017 before the Rebirth
Okay, so
reboot.
this is right before they changed everything.
Yep, absolutely. So it's going for about $30 for the regular cover,
Oh
and
my
there's
gosh.
a super cool variant going for like $50.
$30 for a Dr. Fate comic book. I joke that there is like no comic book that's been canceled more than Dr. Fate. But apparently, You know what?
I think even that really awesome Todd McFarlane Dr. Fate cover isn't
The Origin.
isn't selling for $30.
All-Star Squadron.
Oh, but yeah, that's not even selling for $30. We could probably pick one up at con for under 10.
Oh, I saw them in the dollar bin, man.
Oh, I'm sure
they're in
You
the
could get
dollar
one
bin.
signed by McFarlane for $8. You know.
All right, let's take a look here at the list at number 2, because we got one of Russ's all-time favorite superheroes.
Yes, the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl is one of my, not really, but I love the concept of her. I think Unbeatable Squirrel Girl being the absolute pinnacle, strongest person in the whole Marvel Universe, but you never get to see her do it. It's
Yep.
always one of those like, I'm going to beat everyone up, and it goes off camera, and it comes back, and everyone's all beat up, and they don't really explain what...
It's the opposite of Deadpool. Like,
I
that's
know.
why she was made. I like that concept.
Right.
It's not for me. The character isn't for me. It's not for a lot of people in the community. I know there's a lot of people who dislike Squirrel Girl, but you know what? We can't kid ourselves. There's a huge following for Squirrel Girl. There's a lot of die-hard Squirrel Girl fans.
There are, well, Unbeatable Squirrel Girl number 42, the Marcos Martin 1 in 25 variant just made the list. And this is for those of you who are big fans of the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, because she's finally getting some love. This is going for $70, which is almost 3 times ratio for a Squirrel Girl.
That's like
comic.
close to her first appearance in that winter special.
I know,
that
her
book
first
is,
appearance in that is like $100.
yeah, it's come down a little bit, but still staying pretty
Right.
strong.
It's super tough to find because it's just one of those series that not a lot of
Thicker.
people. I know, not a lot of people were caring about. So this is a cool one. This is kind of a cool variant. And again, on ratio, I have 4 people getting this to the shop. I didn't order 25, and as of right now, I found out today that there are 2,200 shops participating in Free Comic Book Day, which means that there's less than 3,000 actual active shops across the country who are buying new comics. So something like this, that's you're not going to see a whole lot of 1 in 25s out there.
You know that because you were at the
I was
Diamond
the-
Breakfast.
I was the retailer breakfast.
So
this
these aren't
morning.
numbers you're just pulling out of your
No,
rear.
Diamond let us know the numbers this morning. So yes, there are a lot of shops that we are seeing, but there are fewer and fewer shops all the time. So support your LCS. It is really important to keep us healthy and keep us going.
Now more than ever.
Yep.
Let's take a look at number 1 on the list. Coming in strong. Coming in for this is not the first time this has made the
Nope.
list, but number 1, we have Young Avengers number 1. All right? This is the first appearance of the Young Avengers.
Yep.
First appearance of Kate Bishop, which is why CBSI and why I think this book is continually rising. This book, we were reporting on this book hitting $40 just a couple months ago.
Oh my God, I know. And it was just massive news because this was not an expensive book. It was $8 to $10. It was a number 1 of a run. It was kind of a cool book, kind of a cool read. And then there was all of this speculation about what was going to happen with the series and what was going to happen with Kate Bishop. And all of a sudden it went up to 30, 40. And now we're seeing it at 100 for a Raw.
This is the first published professional work by Alan Heinberg.
Yeah.
And Kate Bishop is a strong character to be specking on. I think that all of these comics in this Young Avengers run are spiking for good cause. They all have potential. Look out for that issue number 10 showing Kate on the cover for the first time.
Very, very cool. Didn't we send some of those out in the mystery mail call this last month?
Yeah, we actually sent some out, and we also had some Comic Karma from the community send those out.
And those got resent out as comics. It's so good. Thank you so much for Comic Book Karma. Thank you so much for the mystery mail call people. And yes, Young Avengers number 1, $100 raw, 9.8s going over $300 with one hitting $400. I don't see much of a ceiling on this book anytime soon. It's just super hot.
All right. That wraps up our list. We do appreciate you, comic book community. Sorry, we don't have a shout out list because we are running on one camera. We're
Right.
running, obviously, we don't have our headphones. I don't feel secure, man. I feel like without the headphones, it's, I don't know, I'm vulnerable.
It is much warmer than the garage, though.
That's true.
So that's a good thing.
It's been a cold winter, but we do appreciate you. Comicbookinvest.com, CBSI. Thank you so much for getting us this list to make this video early so we can get it to the comic book community on time every Friday.
Yep.
Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. We make a lot of comic book content. Russ, tell me that you got a copy of that first cameo appearance of Conan.
You know what? As a matter of fact, I happen to have one copy of Avengers No Road Home number 5.
Yes, and it's going to be for me?
Nope. It's
Oh.
going out to comic book community. So
Oh.
like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell us what you think about Conan showing up in the Avengers. Tell us what you think about I don't know, Emerald City Comic Con. I hope you were able to make it, and if you weren't, tell us what cons you're going to this year. And as always, geek responsibly.
Enough said. Thanks so much for watching the video. We do appreciate your time today. I want to make sure to give everyone a reminder. We are going to be selling out of the Geek Responsibly shirts as you see them on our website, because we actually have a new line of merch that we're going to be releasing soon. So if you want to get your true first Geek Responsibly shirt, now's the time to do it. Link is in the bio.
Yep.
I'm also going to be at Emerald City Comic Con all weekend. I got Fire Guy Ryan with me. I got Slav, the video god, with me. We got the Golden Age gurus selling comic books at the show. Come say hi. And Russ, have a safe trip to Japan.
I absolutely will. If you are in the Tokyo area, DM me on Instagram and maybe I can run into you. I will be at the Mariners baseball games and I would love to meet some people in another country.
That's right. Russ is going to Japan to watch baseball. Have a great weekend, comic fam. See you next week.